So that is Jehovah Jireh from Kadavanthara, and that house has got a beautiful exterior and interior. Now moving on to the judgment. Arun, what about the exterior landscape and form and character?
It's a very simple looking house. It's been dealt very simply, means they didn't want to spend anything on fussy exteriors or anything. The striking point is the entry portico. It's very nice to see, a very country home kind of thing, ambience with a lot of flowers growing over it, and it's very welcoming. And we can see they've gone for a lot of small potteries. I think they do a bit of collection from the exterior, what we understand is. And so that's used well, and there is a small courtyard in the sit-out with a lot of again potted plants. So they kind of maintain the house well. So that's what is understood. And landscape is also minimal in the front. They have not experimented too much, but it's not absolutely necessary also from the context where the house is. They've kept it functional, and they have a lot of open space where probably they might be having people coming, a lot of people coming. So they have enough parking space and things like that. Then the house is generally very simple, except for the lower areas. The lower areas feels very cozy. Okay. The upper part is really very formal and it's very straight. Means it doesn't have anything to say. But the lower area is very cozy and it's like very welcoming.
So Anna, what's your opinion?
It's a very beautifully and carefully landscaped house in the city. You can clearly see the homeowner's love for landscaping in this house. They've got orchids on one side, small pebble garden on the other side. And the landscape is used for privacy also. There's a small sit out which is actually covered with the plants and all that. So you can actually, it's more like an outdoor formal living room they have. The elevation is simple with the terracotta tiles, and detailing in the landscape actually wipes out. The elevation isn't all that great, but then the landscaping makes up for all that. It looks like a very practical, it's set out well in the plot, and the accessories and the plants, like I mentioned earlier, they do magic to the space.
It's a very nice house. You see a lot of wood. It's not bad. The furniture is well selected, and the color of wood is also really nice. The only thing I miss out is the connect between them through the floor. The floor is very white. It looks like a glossy tile. If it was vitrified, instead of the vitrified, if it was like a terracotta or even red oxide flooring, which is not used these days, it should have rooted down the furniture really well. Now it kind of stands out. Other than that, I think the general interior is very simply done. They have a lot of pottery, good furniture, interesting spaces. They've kind of filled every space with something, so that you don't feel missing on something when you look at a wall or when you travel through the house. Furniture is very interesting. It looks like hand picked. The choice is really nice. The kitchen is very small. It doesn't feel small. It's very well organized and everything is kept in place. Though it's small, it's purely functional, and it does all the support to the person who is working there.
What do you have to say about it?
I totally agree with Arun. I would add, like, if you've noticed a bedroom, there were no side tables. Instead, they had placed two windows in such a way that even you can leave the windows open, the privacy is not an issue. And then there's a small bay kind of area in that place that acts as a side table and also a storage area. And also, while we go up the steps, instead of handrails, they've given bookshelves. So they've tried to make use of every little corner. It's very careful and practical planning. In the bedroom, even in the guest bedroom, they have everything. They have a small study table, they have storage near the bed, there's a small dressing space. So they've really thought about everything in this house. And the kitchen again is very smart, functional. There is enough place for displaying their curios. So on the whole, interior, the planning is really good.